Hey y'all, welcome to Southern Thyme Cottage. Y'all come hang out in the kitchen with me. Tonight I am making a pork tenderloin with a sauce from the preserves that I made. Those fig, red wine, and rosemary preserves I made earlier in the summer. So I'm gonna make a sauce out of that, and I'm gonna make some oven roasted potatoes, which I've already got them washed and dried in this, well, not dried, they're washed, they're not dried, not yet, they will be, and some roasted asparagus. So let's get this pork tenderloin going. I've already washed my pork tenderloin, and I'm just gonna pat it dry. Want to get some of that silvery skin off of it, and this one's really good. This one doesn't have a whole lot of it. I'm gonna cut these baby potatoes into smaller pieces. The small ones just cut in half. Some of these that are a little bit bigger, I'm gonna quarter them. Actually, I'm not. It makes them cook a little faster, and it gets them nice and brown on those cut ends, which I love. I'm gonna get them all good and flavored up. I'm gonna coat them really good with olive oil. A lot of salt. Potatoes really need a lot of salt. It's what makes them yummy. Then I'm gonna use this roasted garlic and herb seasoning that I love. And y'all know my thing, I like to see flavor. I like to put enough on that I can see the flavor. I'll put them on my baking sheet that I've lined with aluminum foil and my parchment paper. Let's get the potatoes on there. Let's get all that good seasoned oil. Now, you wouldn't want to use raw garlic in this because it would burn in the oven. Now, I like my potatoes to be cut side down. I think it gets them good and brown and crunchy. And after they're about halfway, I'll go in and I'll stir them up. Okay? I'm only putting them on one side because the asparagus is going to go on the other side. So I've got my oven heated to 425. I'm going to stick them in for about 15-20 minutes. Now for my pork tenderloin, so I'm going to make a sauce. I'm going to go ahead and get it really well seasoned with some salt and pepper and some of that roasted garlic. I've got my Le Creuset enamel cast iron brazier, well heated. That, and I'll turn it down just a little bit. I'm gonna drizzle in olive oil, and I'm just gonna brown it on top of the stove. Brown it on all sides. So I've got my pork tenderloin. It's been browned on all four sides, and I'm going to truss it a little bit. Now, I have cooked pork tenderloins before where one end would be real thin and the other end wouldn't, and you'd fold it, and that would be why you truss it. This one's not. It's the same all the way through, the same thickness. Red wine, rosemary, fig preserves that I made, and I've heated them in the microwave so much that it's just too hot. apricot preserves before, regular fig preserves before. I don't think I've tried grape jelly. I don't think that would be good. I would definitely say preserves. Maybe orange marmalade, that would work. Okay. So I'm going to stick it in the oven with my potatoes, and then I'm going to pull them out and put my asparagus in. Let's get the asparagus ready to go in the oven. I've got them in a jar with some water, like you would keep flowers. I'm going to dry them off a little bit. And I'm going to cut these woody ends off. And I'm very much a purist when it comes to asparagus. I don't like to put a lot of fancy stuff on mine. I just like to put some olive oil and some salt while it's cooking, and then when it comes out, I'll hit it with some Parmesan cheese. I do like to get really good and coated in olive oil. I'm not going to put a lot of salt because that Parmesan that I'm going to hit it with at the end is very salty. So that should do it. So I've got my tenderloin resting. I'm going to let it rest for like 10 minutes. And I think I'm going to make a little sauce with this Pinot Noir. All I'm going to do is put a little Pinot Noir in this pan with all these drippings. Just going to let that reduce down. It's already got that rosemary flavor in it and the preserves. And we'll taste it, see if it needs some salt, and we'll see how it is. So pork is done at 145 degrees. And when I first checked it, mine was like 141. So I put it in for another 5 minutes. And when I got it out, it was at 150, which is kind of perfect for me. 145, you'll see some pink. It's safe. It's a solid piece of meat, a pork tenderloin. Okay. All right. Here's the finished dish. I've got the pork tenderloin with the red wine rosemary fig preserves that I made the sauce out of, and then I took the drippings in the pan, poured a little Pinot Noir in it, reduced it down. It made a delicious sauce. I literally didn't put one more thing in it. I've got my baby potatoes that I roasted, and then when they come out of the oven, sprinkled them with Parmesan cheese. My asparagus, sprinkled that with Parmesan cheese. And then I have a baguette from the restaurant where we had dinner last night. As we were leaving, they said, "Would you like a baguette?" And I said, "Why, yes, I would." So I have a baguette for my dinner tonight. I'm very excited. I hope you'll make this dish. It's very easy to make. It's very good. I've entertained with this before and people love it. So if you make it, let me know. Put it in the comments. And as always, thank you for spending time with me here at Southern Thyme Cottage.